Hey guys, so I'm installing easy brackets on my Sportster with the Pony Express, I believe is what they're called, saddlebags from Harley Davidson. So I had the bags installed when I was having some other work done. I just gotten them and I had an appointment anyway, so I asked if they could throw them on there for me, and they did. So you can see the spacers here that came with the bags. The issue that I'm having, not with the easy brackets at all, and actually I got them off Great Bike Gear. I had a question and got an email back from a guy named Buzz, and he was super helpful. But the issue that I'm having, that since these are already installed, is having the bolt goes from the inside of the fender out. So I already undid the nut off of that screw. You can see the peg with the threads there coming through. So I don't have the clearance. If I try to, once I get the other one done, if I push this off, it hits the tire. So I already took the other saddlebag off, and you can see the two pegs there. So I jacked the bike up. I started it yesterday and I realized that it wasn't going to happen. So I jacked the bike up, took this shock torque screw out, and I'm about to do the same to the other side. And I'm hoping that, I don't have a lot of experience, but I'm hoping that will lower the tire. I couldn't find much online about it, so I thought I'd experiment and video it, and hopefully if anybody else has a similar problem, there'll be some resource where they can look to figure it out. So, but the easy brackets, they're going to fit really well. That's the back of the Pony Express saddlebag, and the easy bracket bolts, they line up just right there with the bolts, or where the holes on the back. There are 4 points. I imagine 2 would be fine because it's 2 on that bag and it is hard material, hard plastic. But I probably will drill holes and go ahead and mount those 2 because I don't think it'll hurt anything. Alright, so I'll let you know how it goes. Alright, so I just got this torque screw loose, and immediately the rear tire dropped down probably about 3 inches. And gave me plenty of clearance to get these bolts out, so I'll be able to put the docking post for the easy brackets in with plenty of room. And you can see on this side, yeah, so there's like tons of clearance. It looks kind of funny like that. And I don't think it'll be too hard to get the tire back up. As soon as it fell down, I lifted it and it lifted right up, and if nothing else, I can lower it on the jack. Alright, so I just got the easy bracket docking post mounted onto the fenders. So there's the front and the rear. You can see the rear sticks out. I don't love that, but it's got to be done because you can see the way this this rail here gets skinnier as it goes towards the rear of the bike. So it's got to compensate and make it even so the bracket can fit. And I have the bracket on the other side to show you. There she is. And so, I mean, the saddlebag will mount to these holes here and just be here where you won't see any of that, but you can see right now how the key works. So that's locked, and it's locked. You can pull up and it's on there, and it'll be even sturdier, I'm sure, later when the bag is on there weighing it down, so it won't, I don't think that will be an issue, that little bit of play. And then unlocked, pull up and out, and it comes right off, and there they are. Alright, so I've got the easy bracket lined up with the holes in the back of the Harley Davidson saddlebag. You can see that there is a little bit of a clearance issue. This is the space for the shock, and this comes in a bit. I wish that it didn't, because it could still make it there and be clear of that hole, or it could have at least a little bit more clearance. However, these are made, from my understanding, the easy brackets are made for this bike. You know, like I ordered it with the it's for the Harley Davidson. It's supposed to be the Sportster 2004 or later, so it should be fine. And then also, if I move this out of the way, I was just looking on the back of the saddlebag, and there aren't any rub spots where it looks like the shock has hit. I mean, there's like some dirt spots, but and there was one little rub spot, I think, like down here. I don't even see it right now, but I was looking at it pretty closely before, and there was one little spot, but it looked like it was probably more likely from installing it or taking it off even than like bottoming out and hitting the bag. So I'm about to install it. Oh wait, the easy bracket is now installed. Key out. You can see how that just would lock it in there. It would be in there, and that just slips in the way. So it is installed. It is super sturdy. I did not do these 2 bolts yet. I decided not to, just in case this clearance becomes an issue. I thought it would be easier to get off. And I mean, this back is so hard. Like if I move this, the whole bag moves. And I don't feel like even trying to get my finger up there and create some separation. There's not any. I cranked them down pretty tight. Let me flip it over and see if I can show you the bolts. Yeah, so there's 1 and 2. I mean, pretty simple, and it doesn't impede too much like into the bag. This is the right hand side saddlebag, and it is not flat on the back. So let me carefully lift this up. You can see it dips in right here, which is exactly what I emailed. I think it was Buzz at Great Bike Gear about, wondering. I guess I came and looked before I ordered them, and this is what I saw, and then I took the left off, and I was like, oh great, I don't know what I was worried about, but this is it. So, however, it doesn't look like it's going to be much of an issue. I still think I'm going to try just mounting the top 2 for now. However, with these bags, these spacers, where's my hand? These spacers came with them, and it is almost a perfect fit. So if I line that up with those holes and slide that spacer under to its spot, I mean, I would need 1 washer. Let's see if I get the holes lined up. Yeah, I would maybe need a washer just to fill up a little bit more, but it would be perfect. So this one I probably will need to drill, and then I'll just do the others as well. But we still have a little bit of infringement on our shock gap here. So I think I'll wait and see. I mean, the other one, it was kind of on the left-hand saddlebag. Once I got these 2 bolts in, this part was sticking out just a tad from the back of the bike or of the bag, but I couldn't pull it out anymore. It was so sturdy. So I don't think it'll really be an issue. However, if it is, I have these spacers that I no longer need because they're not mounted the same way, and they'll work perfectly. And I'm sure if you had the same issue, you could get something like this at a hardware store, no problem. And when I emailed Buzz, he said, check out our website, Great Bike Gear, frequently asked questions, and they had like a diagram that had something like this, and it basically had a picture just like that, with where you would mount the top 2, and then the bottom 2 were further down. There she is with easy brackets on there. It looks just the same as before from the right. Excuse me, from the side. From the back, it does stick out. It sticks out more than would be perfect, but it's nothing to complain about, and I'll sit back there and show you that. So, I mean, it's really not bad. The only way I could even think that they could possibly fix it, make it any better, would be if both this and that were kind of angled along the fender. But I don't know how then you couldn't screw it in, so I'm not 100% how they could make that happen. I'm sure it could be engineered some way, so it's not like a true custom fit. I mean, it's got that gap there that makes it less than absolutely perfect, but I'm really satisfied with it. It's a great product. I'm going to set the camera down, and I'll show you taking it off. I just put the right foot on for the first time, so if I finagle with it at all, I'm sure it'll be my fault. Let's see if we can get this down where you can see. And a good feature, while I'm just trying to set the camera up and make it stand, is that you can't take the key out unless it's locked, so you're not going to forget and unlock it and have the chance, even though I think it would be very remote, that it pops off. There we go. Now that it's saddlebagless,